guys, it's Cassie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have something special for you. It's a flip through of my first hymnal journal that I've made. So this is a gorgeous vintage from like I want to say mid 60s Baptist hymnal. So I knew I wanted to use the cover because it was this gorgeous like creamy white color, and I've made it actually a lot grungier than it was to start, but it was just really beautiful and I wanted to honor that. So I used the original cover and several of the pages throughout. So just to start, I'm going to show you the outside. On the cover, I actually, I want to show you, this is like, sorry about my nails, this is like modeling paste that I stenciled on to create just a lot of texture to start. I left all the edges like really worn, just like I love the age and natural patina that occurs as time goes on with these books. So I just really want to like showcase that and I just kind of honor the journey of the book. So then on the outside I have also created, like I did this back cover in the same way that I did the front, and then I decided I wanted to create a layer of lace and just make a pocket. So you can tuck, it goes all the way from the top to the bottom, and then the closure lace actually holds everything kind of in the pocket. So yeah, I used a layer of lace, excuse me, I just hit the camera. I used a layer of lace and created the pocket, and then I used another type of lace to create kind of the spine decoration. So yeah, this is like 2 pieces of lace that I just laid like over the spine, glued down the center, and obviously like I've tacked it down so it's not going anywhere, it's quite solid, but I just wanted that really lacy, like shabby chic almost effect. And then this is actually a rose, and it's slightly pink. I mean, the sun is super bright today, so it looks white, but it is pink. And I've just like hand stitch appliqued it on to like the base layer of lace. So, and then the closure actually wraps around the book twice. I don't know if you can see like the ghost of the pink lace. This is just some of that pink vintage lace that I got from my grandmother. And so it's attached to the spine, sewn in with the signatures underneath all of this lace. So this closure is very sturdy, it's not going anywhere. And then you just wrap it around, and you can tie it wherever you like. I like the bow to be on the spine. I just think that's super cute. And then this piece was a piece that Stacy sent me in her gorgeous package that I unboxed last week, I think. So if you want to go back, you can search for unboxing. I mean, it's not like I have a ton of videos on my channel, so it should be fairly easy to find. But it was the cigar box unboxing. So this was one of the pieces that she sent to me. Okay, so let's just jump in. As you can see, it is quite chunky. It's 3 signatures. Let me grab my measure and I'll measure it for you. So I know the spine is 2 inches wide, but when it's laying flat, it is right at 4.5 inches at the widest part. So it's really chunky. And then the cover is 8 3/4 by about 6. So it's quite a large journal. A lot of time went into this. So let's just open her up. I've included this vintage book plate. It's a Audubon like birds book plate. The front end page I actually made to flip open. So I just love this paper. It's a Tim Holtz paper from the Wallflower, I think is what it's called, the pad called Wallflower. And I just added in a little flip down journaling spot, and that's attached with some lace here. There is a lot of vintage lace pieces throughout this entire journal, and then obviously vintage fabric and all kinds of good stuff in this book. So yeah, it's got a lot. Okay, so I used Artie Mae's like tutorial to do these pocket folders. And originally I was going to place them inside the signatures, but I just really like them over, like just kind of an accent piece around the outside. So they have two pockets, actually, one on the front and one on the back of each side. And then, so you can just tuck whatever you want in here. I've added this little envelope with some blank hand stamped labels for you to use wherever you'd like. I used a lot of things like this. This is a vintage book page that Barbara sent me. She's 49 Dragonflies on YouTube. So I just love this, and I mean, it doesn't exactly match, but I like the eclectic feel throughout this journal. So, and then this is like a little matchbook flip out. I took a lot of tutorials from Shabby Dabby Doodah here on YouTube, and like I just love, like I binge watch her videos. So if you haven't watched her videos already, go check her out. Okay, so just continuing to flip through. This is the start of the first signature. Okay, so all of the pages are actually stitched together. Like you can see the stitching around the outside. So I stitched every single one of these pages together, and just really wanted to create sturdy pages. So they're all at least 2 pages thick. And every single signature at the front, like the start and the back, there's a big pocket that like you can fit a whole notebook in there. I tried to put something in every pocket in this journal, some maybe blank. But I mean, my intention was to give you a lot of ephemera to start in this journal and a lot of journaling space. So everything that I added pretty much has like some kind of journaling space attached to it. This is actually vintage vellum paper that I coffee stained. And everything, all paper in this journal for the most part has been either coffee stained or avocado stained. So yeah, and there's a lot of hand stamping throughout. So these corner pieces are hand stamped. So yeah, I'm just going to flip through. This is an altered paper clip, and that has a flip out. And then in this first signature, there's actually significantly more journaling space. Like I wanted to make sure that you had enough space to journal. My vision for this book is to be like a faith journal or like a prayer journal of some kind. So I just wanted to add a lot of space in this book for journaling. So I just created this little notepad, again with all tea stained paper, coffee stained, and just stitched the top with some vintage lace and velvet ribbon. And I'll actually show you guys the roll. I have this huge roll of velvet ribbon. So that came off of this, this piece actually came off of that. So, and then I've created pockets throughout with vintage book pages. This was another Shabby Dabby Doodah tutorial. I just love her pockets and tuck spots, and this is one of the few places that I did not include something tucked into the pockets. And actually there's supposed to be something here, so I'll add that before I package this journal to be shipped out. And then it just ties with a little piece of ribbon. This is an embossed piece here. So I should have shown you that before I tucked it back in, but that's embossed. This is more of that vintage doily. I guess it was more of a table runner, like it was quite big. But it was really pretty and had these roses on it. This one is actually pale pink, and this one is kind of a peachy, pinky color. And so I just stitched that around. And then this is more of that Tim Holtz paper. This is also Tim Holtz. I used tea filters for like a lot of this brown, like gauzy feeling paper is actually tea filter. So keep flipping. Okay, so I forgot to show you guys on this. Maybe it's covered up. Oh no, here it is. So this is actually a page from the Hymnal that I've covered with another of that, another piece of that vintage vellum paper. And so I just wanted to kind of protect it and also tone down maybe the black. There's not a lot of black in this journal, so I wanted to kind of tone that down a little bit. So that vellum just really worked well for that. So this page is actually like 3 sheets wide or thick. This is a piece from my digital kit Carmine. I can never remember how to say that. Anyway, I shouldn't have named it that, but anyway, that's a piece of paper from my kit. This is a piece from my kit also, and this little postage stamp is included in that. This is another Shabby Dabby Doodah tuck spot, pocket, triple pocket, whatever you want to call it. But it basically has 3 pockets, so one on either side and then one in the top. And so I've included several things in it already. So this is the little envelope from my kit also. And here's the other pocket. Okay, so these poems, I've included a couple of sheets of this. It's from a vintage book called Poems of Faith by Helen Steiner Rice. And so I just went through and picked out a few that I really liked and I felt like worked well with kind of a prayer journal or a faith journal, and included those. So this one is called A Recipe for Happiness. And so I just really love this. And obviously all of the poems in that book are poems of faith. So I just added that in that little pocket there. Here's another of those matchbook flip out things. Okay, so second signature here. Just created this little paper pad there. I like that lace over the top. In this pocket, I've included a vintage Hymnal sheet page. This is another piece from my kit. So it folds out like that. Lots of journaling space there. This is a vintage postcard unused. So if you wanted to send it, you could. Otherwise, leave it in here or move it wherever you'd like. This is another altered paper clip. It is also an envelope, which I just tucked a little unfinished tag. You can use however you'd like. It's kind of a pearly, shimmery type of paper. So obviously you can move that. This is kind of a flip out journal spot, and then behind there is a pocket, and so you can tuck whatever you'd like in there. I just added a little piece of coffee dyed paper, coffee stain, coffee dyed, and it just ties with a little piece of scrap lace there. Another flip out. Okay, this is quite a neat little piece. It's made from obviously a file folder, so there you go, you can see. And I just made it into this folder, which I posted about it on my Instagram while I was making it. But I just decoupaged original pages from this hymnal onto this folder. So this is my favorite hymnal song ever, How Great Thou Art. And I actually included 2 copies of this song. Anyway, we'll get there. But anyway, so I just created this pocket folder, and there are tons of pockets on it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pockets. So lots and lots of space. I didn't put anything in these pockets, so they're yours to fill however you please. Okay, moving on. So this is just pieces from my kit again. This is a Tim Holtz little piece of paper. That's more of that tea filter. Just some muslin that I put on as like a ruffle. And then here's another vintage postcard that I actually turned into kind of a journal spot, or like a journaling card, tag, whatever you want to call it. Tucked it in this pocket. Oh, here it is. How Great They Are. So I knew I had another copy of it. But this is obviously a book page pocket that I made. Added a little tuck spot on the bottom, and just added another of those matchbook flip outs. I think these are so neat, and like they essentially serve the same purpose as like a scrap folded in half, but they're just a little bit more fiddly, which I like, obviously. Okay, so here's another tuck spot that I made. This is another piece from that digital kit. And I'll include a link to the digital kit in the description of this video, just in case you want to go and download it and use the pages throughout, since, I mean, they're already here. So, okay, so this is just a little booklet. These, I don't know, you could use them as like a little tuck spot, but I just liked it as like a little 3-page booklet that's kind of skewed a little, I guess. Here's another of the end page pockets, and then again it's just a little piece of coffee stained paper. And then here's another. This is actually 2 pockets, so that's the same lace that I used on the cover, and a piece of that rose doily, table runner, whatever you want to call it. And then a vintage postcard again. I think there are 3 or 4 of these scattered throughout the journal. So, okay, so now this is the second of those pocket folders. And I've just tucked in a little piece of paper and a little journal card. there. So I actually made a tag out of that one, I guess. So here's another, this is like a label from that same kit, and yeah, so there's a pocket, and here's another of the poems. So anywhere is a place of prayer, and it's 2 pages, so I just included both, obviously, because it's the same sheet. And here's the other of those book page pockets. This is also from that digital kit, as is this little hand with the rose, which I got this from Graphics Fairy, so yeah. And then another tuck spot, and another tuck spot, and just a little scrap card. I didn't want to waste the scrap, and so I tried to turn them into like little cards or journal spots or tags or like tuck spots, and like put them to use instead of throwing them away or putting them in my scrap bin. So yeah, okay, this is kind of a neat thing. It's a double page envelope. I don't know what to call it, but it's a double envelope that has been turned into like an envelope pocket. I don't know. But yeah, that's what it is, and kind of a neat little thing. So and then another little pocket that I made out of that same doily. And then this is another of those flip outs, which on this one I thought the stitching was kind of ugly, so I covered it with washi tape that I glued down, so it's not going anywhere. But yeah, that's why there's washi on this one. And so there's another double pocket, page pocket, book page pocket, and then just a little scrap piece of coffee dyed paper that I added a tag, or it's a coupon, gasoline coupon, and so yeah, I just took that in there. And then this is like a flip out notepad that I just added a little something to tuck it into. There we go. That one actually has some color and interest in the little pages instead of just being coffee dyed. And then here's another little flip out, another pocket, and last but not least, the Holy Communion little hymnal page from this. So yeah, this is my journal, and I will have it posted on Etsy sometime this week, hopefully. And yeah, thanks for watching.